going to be Allegiance taking on Feroxx. Allegiance have won 2 of the 3 weeks thus far, holding themselves at a very powerful 400 points, the top of the standings for North America.
The top of the standings indeed, and Sleepy is starting this game off by saying hello to the opposing team's mid lane. Welcome, friends, as the jungle invade comes in with the counter initiation from the side of Feroxx as they're waiting in the bush, forcing KO to actually already burn the Flicker to get himself out of there. So that was a really nice initial play there, but no kills secured by Feroxx. They're going to need to have an iron will going into this game here. They need to make sure that they don't crack under the pressure that Allegiance will be bringing to them.
So now, as we get ourselves into our favorite point of the early game, and that's when and where is Allegiance going to go on these early invades. You can see themselves playing a little passive thus far. Rest being forced on that roam with the Alice. Doesn't have as much presence in the earlier stages, the first couple of levels that we're used to seeing, and so as a result, Feroxx is going to have themselves a pretty solid opportunity to establish their resources and get themselves set in a little bit more advantageous position.
Yeah, we'll see how they do here as well going into this mid game, because that's really where we do see the side of Allegiance shine. Their rotations are constantly on point, timing out all these map objectives beautifully. But Feroxx, again, they do have an opportunity here as they're going into the top lane. We do have the Zenio forced to back up. A nice stun, though, the knockup, but not quite able to find it. He's just going to Malleus himself out of there as well. Just fine. So many resources committed to that, but not quite being able to find that there. The Fennec still not reaching that critical point of damage.
KO as well as Numbers are on a matchup that we have seen all too many times. Ryoma versus the Lubu. A solid skill matchup, but it's which one roams better is something that we're going to have to make sure that we keep track of. As Spirit Sentinel was being tried to be taken by Feroxx, but in the meanwhile, Rocker will get onto that back line. The early game damage of the Nacroth is unbelievable. He goes down, but he takes others in the fray. It's going to be a 2-for-1 scratch that make it a 2-for-2 as Numbers has a very solid roam up to the mid lane.
That was a very nice rotation there. That was exactly what they needed. Allegiance feeling way too confident, but the heals coming out from the side of Feroxx were there. That was a really nice little play from there. They're able to kite them back beautifully. And now it is KO once again who's caught out. And we have Feroxx up 3 kills to 2. But I'm going to be honest, this is the Allegiance we know and love. They like to not do so well game 1 of the first series.
It's as if they put their shoes on backwards at the beginning of these sets. They go, you know, right foot on the left and left foot on the right, and they find themselves walking in a little bit of an awkward standpoint. Thankfully, Feroxx has been able to capitalize on just that. Not only do they secure themselves 3 kills, but they get their first Abyssal Dragon of the game.
Yeah, and now they're up a solid almost 1,000 gold lead here to start this game. I mean, of course, Allegiance is going to come back with the kill of their own throughout all this, and I mean, Rocker, he's going to be a point to watch all game long. Nacroth in that early to mid, or that mid-early game, it's just like, ouch! The second he starts to find those jungle invades, the rest of the team can be there to back him up. He is going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with. So watch for the side of Feroxx how they deal with that.
Meanwhile, you have Sleepy already securing himself 2 kills as well as an assist, putting himself well and enough ahead of the Tulin in the mid lane, which will create a solid position for him. Early game, not known for the Prey-to prowess quite yet, but being able to create a little bit of a buffer with some extra gold in his pocket works out very well. Meanwhile, he's going to, just as I say that, on cue, pick himself up a 3rd kill as Numbers goes down immediately.
Yeah, that is the pick. There is a separate initiation happening in the top lane next to the Spirit Sentinel. The nice stun, the Sunshine coming with his Hissy Fit as well, slowing them all down. But through all this, the Earth Splitter is going to be there. In return, the follow-up damage there is Nacroth going to back on the knockup. The Zenio coming in and denying a lot of this damage. Nacroth is actually going to fall through the back of this as well. Zenio not being able to save him there, as we do see the side of Allegiance scrambling to try and get these kills. But no, they're overstanding the 2-man one blade coming in that as well. That is a nice little follow-up there from KO as the teams are trading out there. That was a solid play, 2 for 2 across the board. Feroxx is going toe-to-toe with Allegiance.
So close. Neither one of these teams are scared to back down. That's the power of 2 different aggressive compositions. When you find yourself in a situation like this, the one that comes out on top will be the one that does not stop. Neither one of them backing down just yet. As a result, kills are in 1 kill favor of Allegiance, but the gold is dead even.
The gold is dead even right now. Allegiance finding not the traditional dominance we see here in the early game. Feroxx saying, you know what, we can go toe-to-toe with anybody here, and it is now Rest who is finding himself on the receiving end of some punishment. The Hissy Fit is going down. Lubu may have overstepped the stun. The follow-up is there, and that is Lubu walking into the wrong bush friend, Alice. The bait was so real. I actually think that was a misstep. No, they want more. Jump. What a follow-up from Allegiance.
The last auto attack by Sleepy's not going to do it, but It is Rest saying, you know what, just because I might find myself to be the jungle roam, just because I might find myself in a support position, doesn't mean that I can do damage too. The early base damages of Alice are showing their strength. Only level 6, but is 3-0-4 thus far.
And what is so great about this is Alice is such a juicy target. You think you can just take her down, but then she speed boosts away, she lands the stun on you, she drops the hissy fit, and suddenly you have the rest of the team from Allegiance coming in here just saying, that's fine, we'll just take you down. You overstep, think you can kill our support. Nah, we got his back.
So now we're having 4 members of the Allegiance squad decide to rotate themselves to the middle of the map. As a result, almost on cue, Feroxx rotates themselves to the top side of the map, and it's going to force the long rotation out of Allegiance. This could be an opportunity for them to get the tower dive, but they're going to end up having to fight the other members of Allegiance in the process.
They are indeed. Allegiance is going to commit to this here as we have 4 members sitting here in the top lane, but not able to find that kill that they're looking for as the Darkslayer spawn. The stun, the follow-up, the Plague Scepter coming in from Sleepy. He's the target now as they're going to go into this Earth Splitter, hitting dude nicely down. And we do have Wonderman stepping up, Death Touch going there. Sweet, he's trying to peel himself out of there. We do have the Poison Bomb coming in, but here comes the Zennial jump. They're going in.
Gonna be just enough. It's gonna be Sleepy picking up that kill onto Death Touch. The Zennial will barely walk away with his life as Rest and Sleep are gonna try to get themselves in a little bit of the extra damage. The last auto attack is gonna do it just there. Rest and Sleepy. Chamu's gonna try to dodge and dive, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Oh, I stand corrected. He's gonna get the jukes. He's gonna have a little bit of zigs, a little bit of zags, but it's gonna be the zoink. He's gonna go down.
Alice, you watch one hand, but look what the other hand is doing. Scared of the Preda, but the Alice takes you down. That's no fun at all here. As we start to see Allegiance find their stride here in game number 1. Numbers needs to be careful that he doesn't overstep the ult being popped there as well. Look at the damage coming in! Oh no! Feroxx, every single time they try to commit, Allegiance just shuts them down. This is the prowess of Allegiance, their ability to turn on a dime, recover, stabilize, and bring it back to the side of Feroxx.
And not only are they able to put Feroxx on even playing ground, but they're capable of taking an advantage and turning it to the next step, starting the snowball effect as much as possible. Death Touch is going to go down to Rest just again, make that a double kill for the Alice. She might be a little girl, but she's the heavy lifter.
Oh, baby, a triple in the top lane. We have the side of Allegiance absolutely going off, and all the while, Sleepy is half-healthing you with one ability. That is not the play. Oh, no! Tulin, step back, sir. That was so close. Like a one tick more on that, and that was a dead hero.
Less than 10 HP walks away the Tulin, but the victory yet again in the favor of Allegiance. A slower game. Great early game rotations by Feroxx, but it was as if, just like that, Allegiance realizes that they put the shoes on the wrong foot. They take a step back, they sit down, they put the left on the left, the right on the right, and the marathon run begins as they run straight into the base of Feroxx.
Again, I always joke, it's like they start the game like, we'll play with our phones upside down and we'll see how it goes. Then eventually like, nah, let's not do this. This isn't any fun. And the team just turns it on. It's absolutely crazy to see how Allegiance is able to flip that switch. Again, it's like suddenly they become a different team in this game. Something happens. I'm not sure what. It's like they literally decide, let's go. And when they commit to that, they are a sight to behold. Feroxx just getting steamrolled here in the mid game.
And you have to talk about the power that Rest is showing on this Alice, despite the fact that he came in needing to be the support star, needing to be the one to help out his team. As a result, has netted himself 12 of 16 kill participation, 7 of those being kills, mind you. Definitely carrying his weight in gold for his team.
Definitely pulling that gold in, 4.8K going up against the 2.6K of the Lumber on the opposing team. I'm not feeling so hot right now. If I'm Chamu, I'm feeling a little bit caught out right now. The Earth Splitters have been great, but the team is just not fed enough to be able to follow up on them.
Chamu is giving his best Shamu impression and being the deadweight whale that his team is having to carry. 1, 2, and 5, not the scoreline that he needs to have. He might be a rock, he might be a whale. Regardless of what it is, his team needs to make sure that they keep himself up onto this as the onslaught continues. Now, the first high ground turret is going to go down immediately in favor of Team Allegiance.
Oh no, and some kills to boot. KO on the Ryoma. Don't give this man this hero. I have said that many times as they're getting kills across the board. The core is open right now as they are pushing in. They're like, oh, let's get, this is the team in bottom that's like, hey, let's get these kills. And the other guy's like, let's just win the game, which is what they're going to look to do right now.
5 seconds left remaining on both the Fennec as well as the Lumber. I don't think it's going to be a no. It's not. Plenty of auto attacks. And just like that, Allegiance is going to walk away with a swift victory.